Could something as simple as adding a little bit of air or breath into your voice affect how an audience perceives your character? Well, stick around and we'll talk all about this simple form of voice texture. Hello, welcome back to Character Voice Building with me, Fernando Macias. I am here to help you create and develop well-rounded character voices. Now, we are in the texture category. This is actually the very last element in the texture category, and it is air. Now, this one, I really want to make it very short and sweet because most people know how to do it anyway, so it's just a few short examples and a few key points that I want to get across. Now, what do I mean by air? Air, I mean just adding or emphasizing the sound of the air flowing through speech. So kind of like that. You know, you've heard that all the time. So as far as how to actually make the sound, it's fairly easy. It's basically the opposite of vocal compression, which we talked about in the distortion video. Instead of tightening your vocal folds, you relax them or you open them up. So when you're talking like this, if you relax and open your vocal folds, you let more air through. So going like that, and the more you disengage your vocal cords like that, you feel more air going through. That's the basic idea. You might have degrees of it. You might have a little bit of breathiness, but a lot of the tone. You might have almost just pure breath, and we'll see examples of that. I added it to the RCSB because it provides a very specific texture that I believe is often overlooked. It's so easy to do that people sometimes forget about it, but it can be a very important part of your character. So, while it does not have as much variety, I do think it can be added to your character to really shape the perception of that character. You can add breath and air to show that a character is old and wise, sultry or sexy, insecure or timid, otherworldly or ethereal, angelic, calm, soft and sweet, sickly, secretive, scheming. Now, just like music and the scales we use in modern music, these are mostly perceptions that have been implemented into us over, decades and basically millennia. It's basically what people are used to. So, and the same thing with characters, you relate certain attributes to certain characters from that sound because of what's done before. You can always create something new, something that doesn't fit with these preconceived notions, but having those preconceived notions, it's something that you can use to your advantage when portraying a character. You can paint a very specific image of what the character is in the minds of the public if you use some of these attributes and some of these preconceived notions.
Example 1.
So for examples, I'm just going to go for industry examples, just in the essence of making it short and sweet. So we're going to do examples from Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of breathy voices there and used in very, very different ways. So we'll start with Gandalf and Galadriel. So first you'll hear Gandalf, that breathiness really portrays that wise and old type of tone. Whereas Galadriel is very, very otherworldly, angelic, ethereal, very beautiful.
Mithrandir, why the halfling?
I do not know. Saruman believes that it is only a great power that can hold evil in check. But that is not what I have found.
Then we have Smaug. This one's fun. So while you would expect to just have that super gravelly thing all the time, Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't do that. He does, add some breath into it. And in that particular case, it sounds very evil. It sounds slithery, like reptiles. Some of the reptiles tend to be, but it's also very powerful. And it feels very large with such an exhale. It seems like a dragon would probably have big lungs that could probably exhale a lot of air or gas or, fire, whatever it is.
Well, thief, I smell you. I hear your breath. I feel your air.
Then we have Gollum. Gollum, of course, that breathiness really conveys that sickliness, that scheminess, that untrustworthiness as well. I don't know their words, but you know exactly what I mean.
We swear to serve the master of the precious. We will swear on the precious.
And finally, perhaps the breathiest of them all is Arwen. With her, and with the way the character is, she portrays more hope, kindness, love, and it's just very soft and comforting. It's almost all breath, but it's very, very soothing. So that was a very, very quick overview of the texture of air. Play around with the voices you currently have and add a little bit of air or breath into them. You might be able to come up with something very interesting. You might be able to add another layer of complexity to your character that wasn't there before. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope this helps you develop your character voices further. Please like and subscribe and check out What the World podcast. It is an improvised comedy show done completely in character, and it's mainly there just as my personal practice, but anybody can listen to it. Perhaps they'll help in understanding how to apply these concepts to specific characters, and hopefully do them on your own. Thanks again, have a great time, be kind, and I'll see you soon.